I think the main condition starts with an ecosystem. You can build great technologies in labs, but you can only really build great companies in ecosystems. And an ecosystem should have various stakeholders, including obviously the entrepreneurs and the talent to start with, but you need capital, you need academia, you need government support, you need multinationals, a culture, entrepreneurial culture. So when you have all that, then you have a fertile ground to actually grow great companies. So if I understand this term, it's more when you come into a challenge or a difficulty, then you can overcome it. You're more resilient, which is a very important thing for any startup, because any startup, no matter what, has these challenges. The chutzpah comes from the other direction, actually. It's from the positive side. So it's mainly a mindset that enables you to think in an audacious way, not arrogant. There's a very thin line between being audacious and arrogant, so not crossing this line, but allowing yourself to say, we will build a company that can be a leader of a category, or we will invent a new category, or we will compete with the largest multinationals because we have actually something that they don't. And this mindset, that is a chutzpah mindset, for that matter, it's actually one of the important drivers because it enables you to think globally, it enables you to actually compete in a strong manner. On top of that, you need this resilience because, you'll have your challenges. So I guess the combination should probably be the best kind of formula. I think one of the things to learn is that many companies started from the technology. So they had this technology and they built a company around it, and then they looked for a market and said, all right, what can we do with this technology? Which is not the right way to do it. Because in some cases you do find the market, but some cases you don't, and then the company, they have a technology but nothing to do with it. I think the main thing, a lesson to actually learn from that is actually start with the market, start with a pain, with a problem, and then kind of re-engineer it back to what solutions could be developed in order to meet these challenges. And these challenges should not be just addressed as today's challenges, because for today's challenges, there's already probably companies that will solve it some way or another. But you need to forecast, what will be the challenges in 3, 4, 5 years. And definitely now in the AI kind of era, there's many of them. And then build a company that will address these challenges. So you have an hypothesis, and then sometimes the hypothesis is right, sometimes not. But if it makes sense, in many cases you can actually forecast it, and you do the tweaks along the way when needed. But I think understanding the market pain before developing the technology is one of the things that we've learned we should do better along the time. And in the early days, in many cases, we start technology when I think we should start the other way around. It's the mindset to start with. So you really want to have these entrepreneurs who look at the world, not just the local economy or the local problems within the space that they're operating, and trying to actually tackle some of the challenges, again, as said, that will come in 2, 3, 4 years' time. The other thing is the level of technology that they build. So if you have a software that you developed in 3 months, that would be relatively easy to copy. But if you have some deep tech, sometimes, based on some research in the university that took place, 5, 8, 10 years. So you have a really solid technology and strong IP. Then kind of the combination of a strong technology, a market need, maybe the other way around, market need, technology, and a strong team. I think this is kind of the combination that you want to have if you look backwards to the successful companies, they all had that. And I would add one more thing, is a sense of urgency. And sometimes people are kind of not appreciating that enough. You really need to run fast and then accelerate. Because it's a very dynamic world. There's a lot of other entrepreneurs working probably on a similar thing around the world. And in order to beat them and be the category leader, you need to be there among the first ones. So a sense of urgency is something that you must have as an entrepreneur and as a startup. It changes with the stage of the startup. So if you're a pre-seed or a seed or an A or a B, it's different kind of validations you need or due diligence. But I think the common denominator would be the market need, the market pain, and some kind of a market validation. Again, in the old days, you may have looked at the technology and really, be blown up by the technology. I was very impressed with that. But what we've seen is that most companies that don't succeed, they don't fail because the technology didn't work. Most of the time, the technology works. What happens is that they didn't have a good product market fit. They didn't have the right kind of go-to-market strategy, didn't have the right pricing, distribution systems, all that partnership, strategic partners. So what you really want to make sure is that there is a real case for the product and the proposition from the market side. So even from a very early stage, a seed stage company, you want to have some kind of a validation, whether it's from a strategic, whether from a market, whether from a consumer, maybe in other cases. But you really want to know that the market is valuing this product. In the A round, B round, once the companies already have a product post the R&D phase, then you definitely want to see if there's traction. If there's clients, are they recurring clients? If I need to choose one word, it would be two words, the market. That's the thing which we will be looking for as part of the due diligence. Maybe it's not by accident that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. So we need to listen more, double than we talk in this case. We need to listen to what the market is telling you, whether before you start the company and definitely after. You should tweak it along to the market needs and the pains and what you see is evolving in order to address the need and the pain and not just, say, okay, this is what I'm building. I don't care what the other said. So I think understanding the market well, it's crucial. The sense of urgency that I manage, run fast, and if you have to change, make the changes, but don't wait too long. Time is of essence. And probably be focused. I think that's one of the things we see with startups, that they try to do this and this and this and maybe this and another feature. Make sure you focus and keep your eye on the ball. Don't let too much things distract you. Again, the only thing that should make you change is the market. If the market tells you, you should go that way, competition is doing something, you should change, that's fine. But, be very focused. Don't try to do too many things because you probably won't make it. The focus is very important. And just be passionate about what you do. If you don't love what you want to do and you love the problem or the pain or the proposition that you're building, if you don't have the passion, you won't survive, because there's so many hurdles and challenges along the way that only this passion actually can get you through. So make sure that you are passionate about what you're doing.